Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Last Science Show. Are you ready to roll? It's Black History Month, and it's time to honor another black scientist. Here we go. Another living legend, Alexa Canady. In 1981, Alexa Canady became the first female African-American neurosurgeon in the United States. Woo! While Alexa Canady was in college, a summer program inspired her to pursue a medical career. In 1981, she became the first female African-American neurosurgeon in the United States. Canady specialized as a pediatric neurosurgeon and served as chief of neurosurgery at the Children's Hospital in Michigan from 1987 to 2001. Alexa Irene Canady was born in Lansing, Michigan on November 7, 1950, to a dentist father and a mother who worked in education. Her parents taught Canady the importance of hard work and learning, which helped her to graduate from high school with honors. While Alexa Canady was attending the University of Michigan, a health career summer program for minority students sparked her interest in medicine. After graduating from college in 1971, Canady continued on to the Medical University School. Canady initially wanted to be an internist, but her plans changed when she became intrigued by neurosurgery. It was a career path that some advisors discouraged her from pursuing, and she encountered difficulties in obtaining an internship. But Canady refused to give up and was eventually accepted as a surgical intern at Yale New Haven Hospital. She went there after graduating cum laude from medical school in 1975. When her internship ended in 1976, Canady moved to the University of Minnesota, becoming a resident of the university's Department of Neurosurgery, the first female African-American neurosurgery resident in the United States. Upon completing her residency in 1981, she became the country's first female African-American neurosurgeon. Canady chose to specialize as a pediatric neurosurgeon, training at the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. She then worked in pediatric neurosurgery at the Henry Ford Hospital in Detroit, before moving to the Children's Hospital of Michigan. For Canady, surgeries ran the gamut, from attempting to repair trauma-related injuries to confronting neurological illnesses. Though initially wary of how she would be accepted in her profession, she found that her charges and their parents appreciated her dedication to patient care. In a 1983 interview, she related that although some people were at first surprised to see her, she suspected that they told themselves, "She's a black woman and a neurosurgeon, so she must know what she's doing." In 1984, Canady was certified by the American Board of Neurological Surgery, another first for a female African American. 3 years later, she became director of neurosurgery at the Children's Hospital. Under her guidance, the department was soon viewed as one of the best in the country. Woo! Great leadership, Dr. Canady. In addition to her other responsibilities, Canady conducted research and taught as a professor of neurosurgery at Wayne State University. She maintained a busy schedule until her retirement from the Children's Hospital in 2001. After retiring, Canady moved to Florida. When she learned that there was no pediatric neurosurgeons in her immediate area, she began to practice part-time at Sacred Heart Hospital. Canady was inducted into the Michigan Women's Hall of Fame in 1989 and received the American Medical Women Association President's Award in 1993. In addition to these honors and a career filled with other accomplishments, Canady stands out as an example for those who face a daunting career path. Thank you, Dr. Canady, for still making an impact today. We are glad you are still with us and you are a living legend. And thank you for watching this video, dear viewer. So continue to like, subscribe, comment, and share so we can drop more of these excellent episodes featuring excellent black scientists. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good science. The first black scientist we are going to honor is George Washington Carver. George Washington Carver was an African-American scientist and educator. Carver is famous for many inventions, including a number of uses for the peanut. George Washington Carver was born enslaved and went on to become one of the most prominent scientists and inventors of his time, as well as a teacher of the Tuskegee Institute. Carver devised over 100 products using one major crop, the peanut, including dyes, plastics, and gasoline. Carver was most likely born in 1864, enslaved in Diamond, Missouri, during the Civil War years. Like many children of the enslaved, the exact year and date of his birth are unknown. Carver was one of many children born to Mary and Giles, an enslaved couple owned by Moses Carver. A week after his birth, Carver was kidnapped along with his sister and mother from the Carver farm by raiders from the neighboring state of Arkansas. The three were later sold in Kentucky. Among them, only the infant Carver was located by an agent of Moses Carver and returned to Missouri. The conclusion of the Civil War in 1865 brought the end of slavery in Missouri. Moses and his wife Susan decided to keep Carver and his brother James at their house after that time. As she had been in high school, Jemison was very involved in extracurricular activities at Stanford, including dance and theater productions, and served as head of the Black Student Union. She received a Bachelor of Science degree in chemical engineering from the university in 1977. Upon graduation, she entered Cornell University Medical College and, during her years there, found time to expand her horizons by studying in Cuba and Kenya and working at a Cambodian refugee camp in Thailand. After Jemison obtained her MD in 1981, she interned at Los Angeles County / University of Southern California Medical Center and later worked as a general practitioner. For the next 2.5 years, she was the Area Peace Corps Medical Officer for Sierra Leone and Liberia, where she also taught and did medical research. Following her return to the United States in 1985, Jemison made a career change and decided to follow a dream she had nurtured for a long time. In October, she applied for admission to NASA's astronaut training program. The Challenger disaster of January 1986 delayed the selection process, but when she reapplied a year later, Jemison was one of the 15 candidates chosen from a field of about 2,000. On June 4, 1987, Jemison became the first African-American woman to be admitted into the NASA astronaut training program. After more than a year of training, she became the first African-American woman astronaut, earning the title of Science Mission Specialist.